Hello and welcome to Pokemon TCG Daily, a guide to the Pokemon trading card game episode 3, identifying cards to specific expansions. Fellow trainers, I hope you're having a great day whenever you're watching this, so let's go ahead and get started. We have Squirrel here again today to help us answer this question: how do you identify what cards belong to what expansions? Well, last week we talked about expansions, so I recommend checking out that video if you haven't seen that one yet. But just to quickly reiterate, expansions in trading card games are how trading card games introduce new cards. They feature new cards to collect and implementable strategies to keep the card game interesting. I went a lot more into detail about that, but that is a quick overview of last week's video. So let's start looking at actual Pokemon cards. We haven't actually looked at cards too much, not since the first video. So we have a Squirtle Pokemon card right here on the right hand side. I know just by looking at this card that this Squirtle is from the Team Up expansion. How do I know that? Well, all Pokemon cards will have their expansion symbol at the bottom right or left. This symbol right here correlates to the Team Up expansion. And this is one of the booster pack artworks that we have right there. And this Squirtle belongs to this set. That's pretty much all there is to it. But in a couple slides, I will be going over showing the entire list of recent expansions. And you can also find the symbol abbreviations and their expansions they belong to all online. But let's go ahead and take a look at another Squirtle real quick. This Squirtle is different from the one we just saw previously, but the symbols and set number for this are still found at the bottom left or right of the card. Set number, we're going to be talking about set numbers in next week's video, but set numbers are how many cards are given within a certain expansion. So this set number is number 33 out of 214, and that is what we're going to be talking about in next week's video. But just so you can see there, the symbol is found at the bottom left of this card from the expansion Unbroken Bonds. All of these symbols, where I look up my symbols mostly, I look them up on the actual Pokemon trading card game PTCGO. Really great place to see all the expansions really quickly. But let's go ahead and take a look at one more Squirtle Pokemon trading card. This card is slightly older, so the expansion symbol is found at the bottom right of this card, as is the set number also. But like I said, it's not a hard and fast rule. I think most of the more recent cards from Sun and Moon, the expansion symbol has been found at the bottom left, but this one is found at the bottom right of this card, but it's still somewhere pretty easy to find on the card. These are all of our black and white expansion symbols. These are all of our X and Y expansion symbols. And this is our Sun and Moon expansion symbols and Sword and Shield. There's one more I meant to add on to this, as we do have Darkness Ablaze. I'll make sure to add that to that if I ever make this video again. But those are basically all of our expansion symbols. So where to look up expansion symbols? Bulbapedia has every set ever made. The ones I just showed on these slides right here, that only covers like the past 10 years. Pokemon cards, they've been making Pokemon cards now for 20 years. So Bulbapedia is a great place to look up expansions. But my personal favorite place, I love looking up cards on the Pokemon trading card PTCGO. You can use this handy little filter right here to find and look at all the different expansions from we have XY series, Black and White, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. This is my personal favorite to quickly identify where cards belong from. If I even put in the filter, you don't even have to own the cards to be able to view every single card. This is just my personal favorite because then I also get a look at the artwork and see what the card does. But yeah, that's basically this week's video. You should try this with some of your cards. If you have any Pokemon cards, try figuring out now what set they belong to. If they are really old, like I said, they might not have been listed in this video, so you might have to go to a place like Bulbapedia to look them up. But that's the end of what's an expansion and how to identify set numbers. Next week we're going to be talking about set numbers, and we might be talking about promo cards also. But this has kind of been both these topics. Last week's video and this video kind of went hand in hand with each other. But next week we're going to be talking about set numbers, and I hope to get to promo cards sometime in the near future. Fellow trainers, I hope you're having a great day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next week.